Hey guys, today is 1/11 in this next video. Today will be about the continuing on what I talked about yesterday, actually. The, LA fires and the Hollywood sign and stuff like that, as well as the snowstorm. One thing I want to mention just before the rest of it is the snowstorm. Some people are going to get a lot of snow and ice, and it's dangerous because obviously as it freezes after it falls and hardens, and it can become black ice, not just regular ice. It's very dangerous. Just keep them in your prayers, anybody affected by that. All the people that have to suffer or whatever it might be that they have to go through because of the snowstorm, whatever might be shut down, whatever. Just keep them in your prayers, and don't forget them as well during all this fire stuff. Okay, so on to the main point. Talking about the LA fires and stuff like that again. And I saw another video today of the fire reaching the Hollywood sign, basically. And I gotta say, I agreed with a lot of the people who had commented on that video, saying stuff like, wow, this is really profound to see and makes me feel something deep down. And it's like, yeah, it kind of did. Just seeing the sign of that place burning to the ground felt like in my heart, they kind of had it coming. Again, like I said yesterday, I do not pray for others to go through bad things. I do not find joy in the people of LA and Hollywood going through this, but God's wrath is just, and, I will not say they don't deserve what's going on. It's just being completely honest. I'm not gonna tone it down for the sake of a video or for myself to seem better. It's just being completely honest. It's kind of what they had coming. Now, after talking about the sign and stuff like that, saying their sign burned down and stuff like that, obviously, yes, still keep those people in your prayers. Still, pray to God that He might have mercy on them and help them through what's going on, even though it is His own judgment. Maybe use this situation to bring unbelievers to Him. Maybe pray something like that. Just be with those who have lost someone or something. You can just pray, Lord, be with them and be their consolence and guidance. But on to the next thing. I was just actually watching randomly TV before coming up here to make this video. And it was the football game. I believe the Texans versus the Chargers, I think. Wild card game. And it just made me really sad to see the first part of that. Really, really, really sad to see that. Why? Because one of the two announcer guys who first show up and talk about the game before it comes on and whatnot said about the LA wildfires, our condolences, and we will have our thoughts for you. And it's like, what? We will have our thoughts for you? It's like, come on, man. You can't even say the words, our prayers are out for you, or something like that. That made me really sad to see that the guy couldn't even say thoughts and prayers. Excuse me, thoughts and prayers like people normally say. He just said, our thoughts on you. And it's like, that just made my entire body cringe when I heard that, just to be honest. And secondly, the stadium announcer, after the two announcer guys had finished the stadium announcer himself, that comes over the loudspeakers and whatnot, said something about the fires in LA. Is like, let's take this moment of silent reflection for them. And it's like, I can understand that, but like, can't you also say silent reflection and prayer for them? Like, that just, hearing that also made me really sad, that they just came and say, and prayer, thoughts and prayers, reflection and prayer. Just thoughts or reflection. That was really, 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 really sad to hear from them, that they just couldn't even say the word prayer or prayers. I know it was a moment of my own anger, but I honestly just thought in my heart and truly thought for a full couple seconds, this is a godless country now that doesn't deserve his mercy. I got really angry when I heard the stadium announcer say reflections and not say prayers as well. That's just how I truly felt, and I know I shouldn't have let anger get to me. That's on me. But that just made me really upset when they just couldn't say the word prayers. Yeah. Obviously, I will still pray for the people in LA, and anybody watching this should also do so. I know yesterday I said I have no remorse for them, saying, in a sense of, like, I feel sorry that God judged them, or that his wrath was unjust. Like, it was justified what's happening. So I can't say that I have remorse for them, but I will pray that he will bring about good from it and help those going through it, as Jesus taught us. So, just remember, the people around us, I continue to deny God or not even say words like prayers or things like that. Just continue to pray to him. You might get upset and angry like I did about seeing that stuff on TV. I didn't really plan on mentioning this as well, but I also want to mention this. I also, out of nowhere randomly, lots of times when I scroll YouTube shorts, it's just, like Christian stuff mainly. And like randomly, like his history stuff maybe as well sometimes, but it's just Christian stuff usually. Out of nowhere, like World War II veteran stuff started coming up out of nowhere. I watched a couple of them, and it just made me really sad as well for them, because it's like the country that World War II veterans fought for no longer exists. The America they fought for, the U.S., the United States they fought for and died for, doesn't exist anymore. We have become a godless country who would rather follow the ways of the world than the wisdom of the Lord. Our country has really abandoned him. And I just hope that, anybody watching this, don't be upset, don't be saddened by it, but just realize the truth, basically. Continue to pray for everyone regardless of what's going on. You should pray for your enemies, quote unquote enemies. I know someone who doesn't believe in God or whatever, or is doesn't believe or hates Christian people, in the United States. It's like, you're not supposed to hate them, you're not supposed to be mad at them, and they're not like your enemies. They're not gonna come kill you or something, like the traditional idea of an enemy. They're not gonna come kill you or something, but like, still pray for them that they might come to the Lord in these days. And yeah, that's basically it. Just felt like I needed to say the stuff about the snowstorm. Remember them in your prayers. How the country's just gotten worse and worse and can't even say stuff like prayers or prayer and at public events. And that, the LA stuff, like I mentioned several times, and we'll say one last time, is deserved, but we can pray for them. That is the last I will say about that. And obviously I also said the stuff about our country just becoming godless, and the country the World War II veterans fought for doesn't exist anymore. And honestly, Vietnam veterans, they also fought for our country that no longer exists. Just to be completely honest. We still live in the United States of America, but it's no longer a God-fearing country, basically. And both my grandfathers were in World War II. My uncle was in Vietnam. But actually, I had several great uncles in World War II as well, not just my grandparents. And it's just sad. I know if my grandfathers were alive today, seeing how things are shaking out, he'd be so disappointed in what he had fought for. I just know that as a God-fearing man himself, my grandfather on my mother's side specifically, because I had never met the grandfather on my dad's side. He died before I was born, but the grandfather on my mom's side would be so disgusted, basically, with what America has become since he fought for it. And, I just pray that God would have mercy on us and see us through these times.